Okay, guys, we are back, and I'm doing a whole series of TikTok reacts in the same outfit, no makeup on, because I'm trying to protect my face and knocking my headphones at the same time. I'm also trying to make it through this entire liter of water, and I'm going to keep filming until this liter of water is gone. Yes, it's cloudy because there's sodium in it. You've heard this spiel before if you've watched the last two videos. Anyways, we're going to continue on our series. I'm reacting to Hannah once again. She is the fat bride. I did not give her that name. She gave that name to herself because she is fat and a bride, and we are happy for her. We're happy that she's found love and she's getting married. We don't like her opinions, but that's a completely separate topic. She's beautiful. She has wonderful eyes. I love the sound of her voice. There's so many things that I like about her other than her opinions and the words that come out of her mouth. So yeah, let's talk about what video we're watching today. It's about embracing size inclusivity in the fashion industry, because as we know, so much about fat activism comes down to fashion, right? We've heard it before. We heard it from other people like the fad fatties are really into fashion. And it seems like a lot of people are just really concerned about what kind of clothes they can buy. I'm talking really fast. I don't know why. I think it's the coffee I had earlier. But yeah, it's always either like fashion or like airplane seats. And then it's like society's perception of you and how society treats you. But it's like those are the actually tangible things. It's just airplane seats and fashion. So yeah, let's jump into it, see what she has to say. Maybe we'll agree with her, maybe we don't. Sometimes we do agree with her. Sometimes we are open-minded, guys. We are open-minded about what people are saying, and sometimes we agree. Most of the time we do not. Okay, let's take a look. Let's jump in. See what happens. Okay, usually I watch it all the way through and then we go back and we do a recap, stopping at certain places. But this video is like 4 minutes long, so I'm just gonna jump right into it and just pause as we go and hope for the best that we don't make fools for ourselves. Okay, let's get into it.
I'm not as fat as I used to be, and the privilege that comes with that is grossing me out. So let's talk about it. I've lost a fair bit of weight lately as a result of taking meds for a medical issue. And I always feel the need to qualify that because I don't want you to think that I've fallen down some diet culture rabbit hole or that I'm engaging in intentional weight loss. When I talk about how pointless that is, it's not one rule for me and another for the rest of you. I had to come off the meds a couple of weeks before surgery and I'm not allowed back on them yet. And I had a 3-day migraine that made me so ill that I phoned the surgery emergency line thinking that I had an infection. But it turns out, no, I had a migraine and I used to have these migraines all the time. So this medication is doing God's work.
So I totally believe her when she talked about this migraine medication. I've talked about this before in other videos, but basically there are migraine medications that do cause unintentional weight loss. So what it does is it acts as an appetite suppressant, and so it makes you less hungry. So you're not eating as much. Isn't it interesting that if you don't eat as much, you lose weight? Right now, it's kind of unfortunate that you would need something like an appetite suppressant to lose weight. I think that just goes to show that our appetites are not functioning properly. If you are actually overeating due to your appetite just being larger, that's an issue. And I don't think that's your fault. It is the fault of our terrible medical systems and our terrible food supply, especially with eating processed foods. But it is your responsibility to get a handle on it and make a change in your diet so that you can fix your hunger cues and eat at the appropriate amount. Now, I think it's interesting that Hannah has to qualify these statements, right? She's like, I'm not losing weight intentionally. I'm not. And it's because when you're a fat activist, you have to maintain the lies, right? The lies are that you can't lose weight intentionally long term, that people are meant to be the size of the rat, that you can be healthy at that size. And why would you want to lose weight anyways, right? Because this is your body. You should be okay in your body. The only reason why you want to lose weight is due to society's perception of you and how society treats you, but we should be changing society and not ourselves to fit society, right? That is the stance of fat acceptance and fat activists. Whereas a normal person would just be like, oh, my medication is making me lose weight because I'm not as hungry. And that's the end of the story. That's where it ends. They don't have to qualify it as much. They don't have to tell a whole spiel about it. But Hannah has some feelings, it seems. She has some feelings over how she's being, quote, treated differently.
Happens to also be making me a bit less fat. I'm getting a lot of adverts for, kind of high street brand level wedding dresses at the moment because I'm getting married. I'm a size 18 now. And that means a lot of brands that weren't available to me when I was a size 24 are available to me now. It seems like a lot of standard brands will take you up to a size 18, be the max, for a size 16. While I would say 18 is still a plus size, it's a lot more widely available than a size 24 was.
Okay, so she's in the UK. I think a size 18 is like a size 16, 14. So she's basically approaching mid-size. She's not going to really be fat anymore if she's on these medications. She is currently small fat. But yeah, I just want to give you guys like a little like insight about how UK sizes work. So when she's saying size 24, I think 1 or 2 sizes is actually smaller than that. That's the UK versus the US. That means Hannah's smaller than me.
Often you would get like people with expanded sizing, and that would normally go up to a 24. Like 24 seemed to be the max until you went literally to a plus size specific brand, right? Obviously only certain brands that would go up to the size 24. But I feel angry about how much more casual I've been able to be since realizing that I was a size 18. I feel angry about it because now I'm just clicking on these websites and not like searching for the plus or the curve section, still checking if they go up to my size, but I'm finding a lot more often they do go up to my size in their kind of standard range, which opens up so many more options, especially when we're talking about high street wedding dresses. It doesn't open up all of them. Like some of those brands only go up to a size 14 or a size 16 or whatever. But where I had 1 or 2 options as a size 24, like real limited options for that kind of thing, and in a real specific, we want to hide everything kind of style, now I have so many more options available to me. And yes, that's great for me. I might end up going down that route, and that would save me a lot of money and stress because my body is still changing. So if I know that there are more dresses available to me and I'm not sure if my weight is going to stabilize or not, then I can buy something nearer the time, knowing that I'm now in this kind of sizing bracket that is going to be much better catered.
Okay, she's going on a little bit there, and I couldn't find a good place to pause it, but I just think it's funny that she's just like, I'm so angry because I have more clothes options available to me. And I get when it comes to wedding dresses, shopping for wedding dresses is like very difficult. Like, not that I'm getting married anytime soon. I'm not engaged. I don't have a boyfriend. I don't have any of these things, right? And so, but like being a girl, I know a lot about wedding dresses. Now it's a little difficult to like get this time range accurate because post-COVID everything is like much worse as far as having a time range. But it used to be that you need at least 6 months for your wedding dress to come in, 6 months. That's because a lot of wedding dresses are made to order. So you find the sample size that you want, they make the wedding dress for you. You do a fitting, they make it for you. It takes them 6 months to get it sent in. Over COVID, it was taking like a year to 18 months because everything was significantly more behind. I think it's coming down now. I think it's more like they're like 8 to 10 months. And that means like if you want a nice wedding dress, you have to be like engaged for like a freaking year. I get why people elope, right? Or they buy off the rack because that's a long time to wait. And so it can be very difficult if you're in the process of losing weight or your weight is in flux and you're trying to buy a wedding dress and you might get one in one size, but then it's too big or it's too small. You can only like really size down a dress like 2 sizes accurately. And so you got to be like really, really careful with your weight to make sure that you're actually ordering a dress like that far ahead. It's gonna be that far ahead. You got to be certain that you're getting the right size. But that being said, getting a dress that's off the rack, that's what she's talking about. It's much easier to get an off the rack dress that's going to fit you at the last minute if you are at a smaller size. That's because what she's talking about, those sizes are closer to the average sizes, right? 14, 16, 18 in UK size would be like the average size for, I would think, like an American woman. So I'm assuming maybe like a size down from that would be the average sizes for a UK woman. And so there is that benefit. If you're significantly overweight, finding a plus size wedding dress at the last minute would be quite difficult. But why is that? We have to ask ourselves why that is. And it's because it's not worth it to a company to make all these different wedding dresses in all these different sizes and the latest styles that are never going to get bought. They're never going to get bought because you're producing far more dresses than there are actual people to wear them. That's what the issue is. And they never want to acknowledge that supermorbid obesity is much more rare. It's much more rare. It's getting less rare as time goes on. Hopefully we're going to turn around now and society's like really focusing on muscle mass and health, etc. There's a reason why there's not as much. It's because there's not as much of demand for them. You want to complain about capitalism, Hannah? We know you do because you did in your other video. There has to be a demand to make that supply happen. Now, my goal is that one day I will get married and I will find my perfect wedding dress because I don't want to settle. I will pay for rush shipment. I will pay for rush alterations. I will do the whole thing. Yeah. Keep praying for me, guys. But I also have to be very realistic that if I don't lose weight, there will be fewer options available to me. If I want to wear a dream wedding dress, I probably have to get to a smaller size in order to find the dress that I actually want.
Really, it just makes me sad because I'm allowed a level of carefreeness. It's definitely not a word that I wasn't 6 months ago because my body has changed a little bit. And the thing is, it could be like this for all of us, right? It's just something forever so discouraging and depressing about the first thing we do being checking what size they go up to, if they have our size, if something is going to fit us versus if we like it or not, Last time I tried on a wedding dress that fit me and looked all right, I nearly bought it and it was like £3,000 and it was nothing that I wanted. It was pink and it was a ball gown and I'm getting around in Vegas and like, why would I buy that? Like, that's not what I wanted at all. But I was so pleased that something fit me and looked all right that I was nearly convinced by that meant I should buy it. It's such a rare experience that we get something that fits us, and especially that is cut for us as fat people. And so yes, I am enjoying this privilege and the opportunities that it opens up for me. I'm also aware that I'm going around in 6 months and instead of losing more weight on this med, I may end up regaining the weight. Like, I really don't know what's going to happen. That doesn't impact my value or my worth at all, or how I'm going to feel about myself, but it does impact the clothing options that are available to me and the time frame that I need for those clothing options. My point.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That is the issue, is that if your weight is in flux, your wedding dress options can be really impacted, because you can't really like expand the size of a wedding dress, right? To make it fit, you can only really reduce it. So, Hannah, if you're that worried, you should probably buy it 2 sizes up and then have it, sized down to fit you. It's really that simple. And that's what most people do anyways. Like, if you're ordering a wedding dress, it's never gonna come in fitting perfectly. You're gonna have to get it resized regardless. That's for basically every woman. Every woman has a fitting for the wedding dress. I think if like a timeline goes is that you need like 2 to 3 months for the fitting and for them to do alterations. And it's just like, geez, it's like everybody, no wonder people are engaged for like a year and a half, right? It's crazy. But I think it's funny. You're like, I'm enjoying the privilege of being able to look at all these different dresses. It's like, yeah, I want that privilege.
Really is just, I felt a bit more free, a bit less weighed down by my limited options as a plus size person. And it reminds me how much easier our lives could feel if brands acknowledged us and catered to us more.
But once again, like, what is the benefit to that brand? What's the demand for it? Now, we have people like you, Hannah, but like, how many people are actually like you who are getting married this year who need a wedding dress right now and will have that available to them? What they can do with all that extra fabric? So if they're making like 1,000 dresses, for example, but you only have like 100 people buying them, what are they going to do with the other 900 dresses? You're not thinking about the supply aspect of that, right? And if you have too much supply, you're trying to get rid of it, then they have to bring the price of those dresses down. And then they're not making a profit. And then they go out of business. Are we trying to argue for socialism for wedding dresses? Like, is that what it is? Or wedding dresses a human right? Like, do you see what I'm saying, guys? Do you see what I'm saying? You can't have all these options available because it's just not sustainable. And then let's talk about waste too, because if you're wasting all that fabric, like, is that good for the environment? Is that good for whatever system that you're perpetuating? It's probably not. Like, sometimes life isn't fair. And if every single woman was a size 24, every single company would be making size 24 clothing, and enough for all those women. It's just that you have to realize you're not as prevalent as you think you are. There's not as many of you as you think there are. With that, I am like, I'm not even like halfway through this water. I can film more videos. I will chat with you guys later. I got more TikToks coming, and you have a great day.